the fact that none of them were like, hey, there's no upgrade path is it's hard for me to imagine that being the case. It seems like they intended for people to have to purchase the game twice. Yo, what's up? So today I got kind of an interesting one. So most of you have probably heard about Sony not offering an upgrade path for Horizon Forbidden West. But in case you hadn't, I'll give you a quick rundown before I go over some of these articles. So Sony's offering Horizon Forbidden West on both PS4 and PS5 through a series of 9 different versions you can buy. And none of those previously had an upgrade path to go from PS4 to PS5. There were options to buy a version of PS4 and version of PS5 at the same time. So you're basically buying the game twice, which is kind of weird. But I'm going to be going over 2 articles today that kind of discuss this. So the first article is going to talk about how it was originally and how that's a little bit weird and predatory. And the second one is going to talk about the change that Sony made, but it's not the best. The change is good for Horizon Forbidden West, but it's not the best for the future if you're into PS4/PS5 gaming. Now, if you just buy a PS5 and never want to purchase anything on the PS4 or never want to upgrade any of your games from PS4 to PS5 or anything like that, you're fine. It's just kind of weird how Sony's monetization of this product has gone to this super weird extreme. It's almost predatory to me. Now, I don't want to say it's as bad as a lot of the other predatory monetization things I've talked about on this channel before. In fact, I'd say it's mostly harmless, but I still think it's weird and kind of strange, especially when you have Microsoft, for example, allowing you to purchase a game on Xbox 360, upgrade to Xbox One, and now from Xbox One you can play it on your PC or you can go back to your Xbox. It's very much opposite approaches from these two companies. So we're going to talk about that a little bit. But yeah, let's go ahead and get into the articles here. But hey, leave a like on the video if you enjoy content like this and consider subscribing to the channel for more content like this in the future. But let's just go into the articles. So this one right here from Kotaku is Horizon Forbidden West has 9 confusing additions for some reason. Now this is like just talking about how it was originally, and it's kind of crazy to me because you could easily mess this up or get confused, though of course they made it so if you purchase the expensive versions of the game you get both. So you're like, as long as you're buying an expensive version, it's not the worst. But I'm just going to read the highlighted part since I pre-read this. But Sony detailed the many different versions of Horizon Forbidden West now available for pre-order. Which version you order depends on several factors. Do you need a PS4, PS5, or both? Do you want a physical disc? How about a $260 box with both versions, no disc, and a statue of a robot mammoth? Now, it's kind of weird that you can buy a PS4 version, a PS5 version, or both at the same time. It's so strange that they initially didn't have a way to buy the PS4 version and upgrade to the PS5 version. And the reason I say that is because the PS5 version is $10 more than the PS4 version. Whether or not you think that's okay is a completely different question, since like actually the software of both games is the same, but I guess the ability to play it on a specific console is where the premium comes from here. Sony kind of wants to pretend here that their PS5 is the creme de la creme of consoles, and they want to charge that extra $10 just to play a game on their console. So that's fine for the company to do, but it's a little annoying for if you're someone who wants to play PlayStation exclusives and you want to play them on a console that can run it better, right? So you're just gonna have to pay that extra $10. Sucks a little bit, but it is what it is. I think that honestly, pricing for games has been low for a long time now. $60 is a very low price for a video game, considering we were paying that price, 20 years ago, and it hasn't changed. So, and of course, the ability to distribute games has increased a lot, especially over like software like the computer or, download on your PS5. That does decrease the cost of, say, manufacturing a bunch of discs and then putting them in stores and stuff like that. But nonetheless, I'm okay with an increase in price of video games as long as the developers are seeing an increase in their wages, which I don't think we are seeing. So this, I think, is actually kind of predatory in that sense, for one. So There are two different basic digital editions, one for the PlayStation 4 and one for the PlayStation 5. The PS4 version costs $60 and the PS5 version is $70. If you purchase the PS4 version, there's no upgrade path to the PS5 version. Now, this is basically what I just talked about. There is an upgrade path now. They did add one, but it seems like I don't know if they actually just missed this part, but I don't know how you could possibly miss that when you have, you know, 20 people working on your marketing, on like your distribution, on like people above them as executives making these decisions as well. Like there must have been at least 20 people involved in all these decisions, I would imagine. Maybe I'm completely wrong, but I would imagine so. And the fact that none of them were like, hey, there's no upgrade path is it's hard for me to imagine that being the case. It seems like they intended for people to have to purchase the game twice. That's what it seems like to me. So for $10 more, there's a special edition for the PS4 or PS5 version, which comes packaged in a steel book with a mini art book and voucher for the game's digital pre-order bonuses. So it's not like you can pay $10. Okay, so for this, you can pay $10 more on either version to get these extra things. So if you pay $10 more on the PS4 version or $10 more on the PS5 version, you get the steelbook with mini art book and the voucher for the game's digital pre-order bonuses. So to get some of these digital pre-order bonuses, you actually have to spend another $10. Now, it's up to you to decide if you think these pre-order bonuses are worth an additional $10 with these actual physical things that you get as well. But it's a little weird that even if you pre-order the game at the base price, there's still some other pre-order things that you can pay extra for. I find that a little weird, and it's kind of like now there's like tiers to pre-orders, which the gaming community for a long time has kind of been like, don't pre-order, wait for the game to come out before you pre-order, because we have things like Cyberpunk 2077 that happen where it's kind of a huge letdown. So now there's tiers to pre-order. It's kind of this weird monetization scheme where they're begging for more money. So that seems weird to me. Let me know in the comments if you are okay with this or if this also feels weird to you, because I don't want to sit up here on my own saying that this feels weird and everyone else is just like it's fine. So if you disagree with me, let me know why, because this seems incredibly targeted at like whales to me, which seems to be a very common trend today after people saw what mobile games can do. It seems like they're just targeting people kind of in a very bad way. You can play the PS4 version of Horizon Forbidden West on the PS5 via backward You can play the PS4 version of Horizon Forbidden West on PS5 via backward compatibility, but not the other way around. Now, I could be mistaken. I think that they got this part wrong here. I'm pretty sure that you can't play the PS4 version on the PS5, because otherwise, why would there need to be an upgrade path unless the actual software is different for the PS5 version? That is possible. It could be that I was wrong in my initial statement that they're the same software, because obviously there's going to be some minor differences. So if you make a mobile app for an Android and a mobile app for like iOS, the code is going to be slightly different. Your intention is for it to do the exact same thing, but it could be that there is like developers are using the PS5 technology to enhance their game. So maybe I was wrong with my initial statement there, and you can't just play the worst PS4 version on the PS5. But I think that this is wrong and that you can't even do that. But let me know in the comments. I could be wrong there. Not sure. But either way, if you can't play the PS4 version on the PS5, it's fucked. And if you can't play the PS5 version if you bought the PS4 version, even though they're both digital copies and you're gonna have to re-download it anyway, and you're gonna have to do a bunch of other weird shit, then it still is annoying for people who have this happen to them, right? If you purchase this on a PS4 because you can't get a PS5 because, you know, hey, stock's low, there's a worldwide chip shortage right now, it's really rough out there, and you're like, well, I really want to play this game, so I'll get the PS4 version right now, and then I'll just play it on the PS5 when I want to replay it and I have access to that. But now you're like, damn, I got to rebuy the game. Although I guess some people have bought Skyrim, 50,000 times. So maybe they're okay with it. I don't know. Buying both versions begins at $80 digital deluxe version. So if you want to get both versions, you have to spend $80. Okay, now this is only $10 more than the PS5 version, right? So if you want this and then you want all of these upgrades, now you're spending $90, and you're spending $90 for pre-order rewards and to be able to play it on a PS4 and a PS5, which is kind of weird. So you're spending almost $100, which is 150% of what a normal game costs, just to be able to play the game and with the pre-orders, right? That seems kind of ridiculous to me, that you would force people to spend $80 to be able to play it on both versions and charge them another $10 to get all of the pre-order rewards. I don't understand that at all. But I guess because of Sony's kind of stranglehold on the market right now, maybe they can get away with this. But I would hope that people aren't okay with this and that they kind of can see through it. But maybe I'm wrong. So now we have the $200 collector's edition right here. So what you get for the $200 collector's edition is you do get both games. It's, for whatever reason, instead of just giving you the game with the upgrade path, they give you both games. You get the game, you get the steelback and display case. Okay, great. You get the mini art book. So now the steelback and the mini art book are basically, oh sorry, this is the steelback. So the steelback and the art book are what came with the just paying $10 extra. And then you get this art display here. And then you also get these statues right here. So these collector edition statues, of course, they could be worth a lot of money. So I'm going to have probably a different opinion than a lot of people have, but I'm okay with them charging like $200 for this, because this is all collector shit. Like, this doesn't do anything for the game. This is just stuff that you buy extra. Now, these digital downloads, I feel a little bit differently about, because they actually translate into the game. So, for example, you get this downloadable content. You get photo mode unlocks. You get a special pose and face paint. Now, games have been doing this forever. I don't like it forever, so it seems a little weird to me. But you get face paint and a pose. You get a Claw Strider strike piece, and then you get in-game resource package. And then you get a digital soundtrack. Now, again, this digital soundtrack to me falls in line with these things. I don't think that matters that much, because it's not really, it doesn't like go into the game. This is separate, and buying things separate or like charging extra for separate things is fine. Getting this digital comic book is fine. Although for $200, I would like to receive like a physical version of it, but whatever, it's fine. So these two can go separately. So it looks like these ones right here, these things right here, which are skins, you get these new outfits in the game, and then you get this other outfit and spear. So I wish that, I don't like it when games do this for like collector's editions and stuff like that, if that makes sense. But these things I actually think are good for a kind of collector's edition. So although we will see later on that there are some weird shit that goes on with this collector's edition, namely with charging extra for a different version and not giving you all of the assets. So this is the $200 version that you get. And then if you spend $260, this is what you get. So you get all the same stuff. You get a different display case. So you don't get the other display case. They should send you both, in my opinion. You get 2 art cards. That's cool. You get more of these like pieces, and then you get a different giant statue here, but you don't get the original statue. I think that what they should have done is, if it's really that expensive to send you this thing, then increase the price by like $10, $20 and then send both of these, right? Why for the ultimate version of the game, the absolute best version you can purchase, would you not be able to get every possible thing included here? That's so strange to me that they would ever do that. I hate that, actually. And then again, these are the digital things I don't agree with, but they're part of the other pre-order anyway, the $10 pre-order. So these are the digital upgrades you get with the $10 pre-order anyway. I don't like it. I don't like it. Even if it was just part of the pre-order period, it would feel a lot better to me if this was just part of the pre-order. But the fact that you have to spend another $10 after pre-ordering it to get this stuff is just absolutely ridiculous to me. I don't think it's okay. I wish that they didn't do that. And this is what I really find predatory about a lot of what Sony's done here. But that's just my opinion. You can disagree with me. That's fine. And then we see that, so yeah, to get a game disc, you have to choose a PS4 or PS5 to get an actual physical disc, because these two things right here don't come with the discs. They come with both games, but they come with digital versions of both games. You don't get the discs. So if you want to get the discs, you have to buy them separately. If you want both versions digitally, then you have to either pay $80 here, pay $200, or pay $260 to get both games digitally. And then if you want to get like all of the stuff together, then not only would you have to buy this $260 version, but you'd have to buy this $200 version too, just to get this extra alloy. Now, literally, this is just a reskin, right? But I still think that you should be able to send this along with this option as well. So that's where we're at with this right here, with the original setup of this. Now, of course, I've already laid out my problems here. The only major issue that gamers in general had a big problem with was the idea that there was no upgrade path for the PS4 to the PS5 version. And that's obviously because PS5s are so hard to come by. If PS5s were in stock everywhere and they were never like as in demand as they are, then this wouldn't be that big of a deal, because you'd either have a PS5 if you were going to get one, or you'd be waiting on the PS5 anyway. You'd just be sitting on your PS4. You buy either version. I don't think anyone would care that much, but even then it would still be nice to have an upgrade option if you bought a digital version of a game. But that's not the case. Right now, people can't even get their hands on a PS5. So they have to play the PS4 version, even if they have the money to get a PS5, because of the way that the market is. They might not have the opportunity to get one. But Sony has, answered a lot of the problems, I guess. We'll go over that. So Sony's not offering free upgrades for this anymore, okay? So for Horizon Forbidden West, you get a free upgrade from PS4 to PS5, but after that, it's $10, okay? It's going to be free for Horizon Forbidden West, but in the future, it's $10 for any other game. So they had the 9 different versions of the game we just went over, but because in the past, Sony had promised that these kinds of upgrades would be free, so they're kind of reneging on that, but I mean, companies do this all the time. I don't know if it's the worst thing that they went back on what they said. It is annoying. I wish that companies would keep their word, but once they realize they can make money off of course, they're going to do it. Sony has reverse course and will offer free upgrade path for Horizon sequel. Perfect. That's the demands of the player base. You'll have to pay $10 to upgrade digital copies for future PlayStation exclusives. Yep. So you buy a PlayStation exclusive on the PS4. You want to upgrade in the future? $10. Give me $10. Everyone who buys the open world sequel on PS4 will now get the PS5 version for free. So that's fine, right? And honestly, again, I think this is such a problem because of how hard it is to even get a PS5 right now anyway. So, and this is only for cross-gen first-party games, right? So any game that's on multiple consoles, this won't be the case for, okay? Just any game that is on Xbox, is on PC and PlayStation, as long as it's not an exclusive, perfectly fine. They're not going to do this. But if it's an exclusive, they're going to basically extort you to spend more money. And as I mentioned at the beginning, Microsoft continues to allow people to freely move their games from their platforms. It doesn't matter if they go from Xbox One to the Series X, or before they even let you go from 360 to Xbox One, or from any of those to your computer if you have Windows 10. So different approaches from different companies. Of course, you could say it's because Sony has such a stranglehold on the industry right now for console gaming. They have all the exclusives basically, save for Halo, the last saving grace of Microsoft, although it has been dead for a while. But Halo Infinite looks pretty cool. I don't know. I'll probably play it. I don't have a PS5 and I don't like my PS4, so I'm going to skip on this until I can get a PS5, to be honest. I do want a PS5 so I can play Demon Souls. I really want to play Demon Souls, but that's where I'm at with this. But hey, let me know what you think about it down in the comments. Maybe I got some stuff wrong. Let me know about that. Kotaku sometimes gets stuff wrong too, so if I just took their word for it, I apologize. You can correct me. But if you enjoyed the video, please like and consider subscribing to the channel. I love to do article reviews like this. I do video breakdowns of different creators, and sometimes I just make up my own stuff too, like game reviews and stuff like that. But that's all for the video. Thanks for watching. Peace.